Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Better Business Bureau here in Southern Wisconsin, it's Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, welcome back to the show. And how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for being on. Tiffany, good question for you. Do you like spring cleaning?
Well, it depends on what type of spring cleaning we're talking about. Are we talking about cleaning my house, or are we talking about cleaning my electronic files? Today, we're going to talk about cleaning electronic files.
And then both are important, but today we'll talk about the data cleanup, if you will, of spring. And we were saying that I bet you some people haven't done this since the last time we talked about this last spring. But the tips we talk about today are so crucial in protecting yourselves more than ever in this digital age.
Very important. So let's get to the first one.
Lock down your login. When's the last time you changed that one? That's a big one.
Make sure your logins are long and strong. So your passwords, your logins, you don't want them to be the same across all platforms. So your email should be different from your bank login, different from your mortgage login. You want all those to be separate. Passwords should include both letters, numbers, and special characters. And you should always change it roughly every 3 months, because if a scammer can get into one account, like I had mentioned, if you do the same one across all platforms, if they're successful in getting in one, they can get in all of them. That's the reason why you want multiple passwords across different platforms.
Yeah, and there's tools out there that are getting better and better. It's just hard to pick through them because there are so many, but finding a legit password manager could help in this process.
Password managers are available in all different forms. You can use an app, and if you're going to use an app, we want you to do your homework on that app to make sure it's legitimate before you go ahead and download and use that app. The last thing you want to do is start using a password app that's illegitimate and a scammer starts getting all of your password information. So read the reviews on that app, read the small print. What type of information are they gathering from you in order to use the app? Is it free, or does it come with a small price tag? If it comes with a small price tag, what's different from the free app? Are you going to be spammed with ads, or are they going to collect some data from you with the free app? So you want to know all of that. There are cute little password books that you can buy if you're more of a write it down type of person. You can find those at usually any type of card shop, in the mall, maybe even pick one up at the grocery store. So lots of different options for you. We don't want you to put your password on sticky notes and put it around your computer. We see that happen a lot. And you might think, well, what's the difference? It's my office. Well, think about it. How many times have you taken a photo of your screen and sent it on over to a friend, or maybe Snapchatted it? That's why we don't want you to do that, because you can easily get your login and your password into a photo, and that can be shared publicly.
What are you talking about? I'm not doing that right now. It's true. It's really true. And in all seriousness, it's just it happens that fast, right? And then it's out there. Great info. Next one, and I think has been the best thing by far. It might be a little bit pain in the butt, but the set up that 2-step verification on all platforms, it's a must. I think that is the coolest thing that we have in defending our passwords and making sure people don't get in.
The 2-factor I can't even say the word. So let's just say 2-factor verification process is available on your email. You might already have it on your banking sites that you log into. So what happens is you go ahead and log in, and then it sends you a code to your email or your cell phone that you have to use to log in the remainder of the way. If it's not turned on in your email, you may have to turn it on. So look in your settings, go ahead and find it. They all have it, but they're all in a different spot. So that's super important to use, because if a scammer maybe has your login and password, but if it has that extra step and it sends that code to your cell phone, they're not going to be able to get in.
Well, and that's just a good way of knowing too that somebody's trying to get in, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm not doing that. And I mean, that's the coolest red flag I can think you can find for protecting yourself. Next one, and I strongly encourage this too, and is secure your Wi-Fi router. When's the last time you checked on that?
We all think about securing our devices. We think about securing our computers, our cell phones, everything else, but your Wi-Fi needs to be secured too. And there should be a way in your settings to be able to secure that, make sure it's password protected, because if it's not, your neighbor could be using your Wi-Fi. Maybe somebody walking past can use the Wi-Fi. And if they can get into the Wi-Fi, sometimes they can get into other things that you're doing with your Wi-Fi. So that's important to be locked down, just like everything else.
Yeah, and definitely make sure you keep it up to date too. Some of them actually offer updates, so you should check that out by the manufacturer and verify and research on those too. So important. We talk about research on all of this stuff. It's so important. Updating your system and software, so there's kind of a lead in there, is also a must these days.
Another thing that needs to be updated regularly, we get those notifications on our phone, and so many of us just pass it off. Oh, I don't have time to wait for a download right now. I'll do it later. Well, does later turn into 1 month, 2 months, 3 months down the road until it disables our phone? I have one waiting on my phone too that I'm going to do right after we get done talking. But
I do too. Funny you say that. I do too.
but usually those updates are an update with security features. So not only do you find them on your phone, but also your tablet, maybe your laptop, your computer. When they're available, go ahead and take them right away. Maybe you don't have time immediately, but within the next day or so, make sure that you make time, you take that download and you get it updated, just in case there could be a security breach.
And on the flip side of that, back it up. If you haven't backed up that data, you got to do this. No matter what device you got to back it up.
Saving your data once isn't enough. You need to save it again. Are you backing up to the cloud? Are you backing up to a flash drive, any type of external drive? If you're backing up to an external drive, you want to make sure that you keep that in a safe place. Let's say that, a fire goes through your house and damages your electronics. If it's in a fireproof safe, you're going to be able to access your data, especially if you're a business owner. If you're backing it up to the cloud, super simple to just download it off the cloud. So make sure that you make time to have regular backups, whether you're backing up daily, weekly, however often is important for you to be able to grab that last backup of data if something should happen.
Yeah, so very important. If people want to learn more of other great spring cleaning tips, how can they learn about those?
Head on over to bbb.org. We have lots of great tips over there on our website.
And if you need help cleaning your house, who do you contact for that?
Well, I would recommend that you head on over to bbb.org and check out the cleaning services.
You are awesome. All right, Tiffany, thank you so very much. Appreciate your time, and we'll check back in with you next month.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Check out bbb.org. It's got everything you need, even spring cleaning. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.